I'm outside Downing Street with Andy Ottaway from the Seal Protection Action Group. Andy, what are you guys doing here today?
Well, we're here today to hand in a letter to the Prime Minister. A similar letter was handed in at the Scottish Parliament a couple of weeks ago, and the letter is calling for emergency protection measures for our seals. Just a couple of weeks ago, scientists revealed that our seals are in serious decline, and we're calling for emergency protection measures to stop the deliberate killing of our seal population before it's too late.
Just what is it that you are doing this year, or what are you going to make happen this year to improve?
Well, the Seal Protection Action Group has launched a campaign last year trying to stop the routine shooting of seals in Scotland by salmon farmers.
Right.
That campaign is ongoing because this year, of course, the British and Scottish governments are introducing draft legislation, the marine bills, and we want those bills to involve and include comprehensive protection for our seal populations, because at the moment there is outdated legislation going back 30-40 years, but that simply rubber stamps the shooting of seals that are deemed to be a threat to fisheries.
Right. What's the current seal population like in the UK? Is it in good shape? Is it declining? Do you know what the rate of decline is, if it's declining over the
Well, very recently, scientists from the Sea Mammal Research Unit that advised the Scottish and British governments have said that there has been what was described as a frightening decline in common seals around our coast.
Really?
In some areas by half in probably half a dozen years.
And is that all killing by the salmon farmers, or is it?
No, of course, the Scottish Government said that the shooting of seals would have a very small contribution to make in that, but the reality is nobody knows. Mm-hmm. And the point is, if you've got a population of any animal in serious decline, the first thing you do is stop all unnecessary killing.
Our understanding of the legislation is this is a matter that the Scottish Parliament need to really get to grips with, and I hope that certainly colleagues from Parliament can join in with putting pressure on those in Scotland to sort of say, you know, you've got to get your act together. We can't allow, as you say, 5,000 seals to be just slaughtered every year. It's just wrong. So I'm hoping that Scottish colleagues will join us in putting pressure on the Scottish executive to make these changes.
What about the viral issues? You know, there've been, you had this famous virus thing that was on the television a few years ago.
Yes, the seal distemper virus. We think that one of the reasons for the decline is these populations have never recovered from these outbreaks. There's been several that I can recall in the last 15 years or so, some quite recently, and I think that they've continued to hit the population. There are other factors too, as I was talking earlier about the environmental threats to marine mammals, including whales and seals, is that we're emptying the oceans of fish. Our pollution is causing climate change, which is also impacting on the marine environment and possibly reducing the food supply for these animals. All of these will feed into, as well as toxic pollutants that actually build up in the seal and whale's bodies and ultimately kill them. These are all factors, and these are all strong arguments why we have to protect these animals, and that means eliminating all unnecessary killing as much as we can.
Is there something that the consumer can do, the average person can do, to make sure that they're not eating salmon or other fish that were caught by fisheries, fish farms that actively kill seals?
Well, we estimate that up to 5,000 seals are shot in Scottish waters alone by salmon fish farmers and Scottish salmon angling interests. And we think the best thing that the consumer can do is actually ask the retailer whether seals were shot in the production of that salmon before they buy it, because we believe dead seals is too high a price to pay for Scottish salmon.
So if the retailer can't answer the question, don't buy the salmon?
That's right, yes.
Send you money, obviously, is one thing that they can do.
Absolutely, and the economic downturn means money is hard to come by, of course, and campaigning is expensive, and we've hit a critical time, to stop the shooting of seals in Scotland and the killing of seals around the British coast generally, because they are persecuted by fishermen. But of course, this year alone, we will be looking at hundreds of thousands of seals will be slaughtered in Canada, in Namibia, in Russia, and in other seal hunts around the world. Seals are being slaughtered in colossal numbers and cruelly killed as well. So we need as much support as possible, and we'd like people to visit our website at www.sealaction.org, and there they will find lots of information about the range of campaigns and what they can do to help the campaigns. But of course, I have to say, we do need financial support, because these campaigns cost a lot of money and a lot of animals are dying unnecessarily out there, and we're determined to stop it.
Who would be the appropriate politician for these people to write to?
Well, we are trying to end the routine shooting of seals by the Scottish salmon industry, so we would ask people to write to the First Minister of Scotland, Alex Salmond, in the first instance, but also write to Gordon Brown, because the emerging Marine Bill legislation is going to be adopted by both Scotland and Westminster, so to write to Gordon Brown and ask for increased protection for seals is also very important too.